Greetings, Fivers. This is Johnny Darko. We're going to go through 6 tips and tricks in Monster Hunter World for how to organize all those weapons and armors and all the loadouts that you have. And you might have been farming ATKT and your weapons might be just a disaster. So we're going to go through quickly 6 different tips and tricks. The first one, organizing armor and weapons. I find this a little easier to do in your item box. Go to change equipment, and then you click on your weapon. You go to sort, and then you can sort by rarity first. And what this will do is it'll give you all your rarity 8s, 7s, and 6s, and so on and so forth in order. And then you click on category, and then you just go through each one. I start at the bottom, and this will now organize all of your weapons into their different category classes. And as you noticed, now all of our weapon classes are all shown by their rarity classes and by their categories. So all nice and neat and organized. The next one is your armor. This is a little simpler. You just have to click on your armor class, and then you hit R3 and sort by rarity, and that'll do it for you too. So now once you have all of your armor and weapons all nice and organized, let's get into our second tip of how to create a weapon loadout and why you should be using weapon loadouts. When I first started the game, I started with bows, so weapon loadouts were pretty much a must. But some other classes that aren't so elemental heavy, you might try to get away without loadouts, and it can get really cumbersome, especially when you start to really rack up a lot. So in order to create a loadout, you click on whatever kind of weapons, armors, charms you want. You fill in your decoration slots with how you want your loadout to look. And then you go back into your equipment and you hit the options button. And here you have 14 pages of loadouts. And at first I was like, 14 pages, that's insane. Who's going to have 14 pages of loadouts with 8 loadouts apiece? And then I really started to gather a lot of weapons, and I started to cross over into using other weapons other than my main weapon. And then I really saw that the loadout pages actually weren't enough. I could use another 14 pages of loadouts. I try to figure out how to organize all these properly and just have a nice list that I can sift through. You know, if I want to jump over to Switch Axe Paralysis, I don't want to have to go through a bunch of scrolling and figuring out where everything is. I just want to easily look for my Switch Axe group, and there's my paralysis. And I always save the meta for each one if I can, and then I can strip it down if I need to and add more defense, whatever. And what I did was there's 14 pages of loadouts and there's 14 weapons. But some weapons you only might have a few loadouts for. You might only use them once in a while. Some might be very elemental heavy. So like my bows, I have 2 whole pages of loadouts for bows. But for, let's say, Charge Blade, I only have a couple. Hunting Horn, I have a page and a half for some reason. Insect Glaive, I only have 3. So I combine the ones that are a little less into 1 page with 2 on them. And the ones that I have a little bit more of, I actually have 2 pages. So your bows, my light bow guns getting a little out of hand because they're elemental. My heavy bow guns not so bad as the light bow guns because I guess they're getting a little out of hand too. But that's really allowed me to quickly sift through weapon classes and jump to exactly what I need. And I've named the ones that are the meta versions or my strongest version as the abbreviation and then meta, and then let's say for heavy bowgun what that bowgun is. Because with bow guns, with heavy bow guns and light bow guns, it really matters that your item loadouts match those. So Glutton is always going to have the same ammo, but if you switch over to your Dark Devourer, you're going to have different ammo. So I want to know the name of the weapon class, and I want to match that with my item loadout. So it's easy to throw on a weapon, go over to your item loadout, throw on the right loadout, and have all your ammo all ready to go, along with your crafting. So that's a little tip on how to organize your loadout list. Now we're going to jump over to the basic item loadouts. You probably know how to do this. You throw in here whatever you need. This is a simple trap, I think. This is my simple capture loadout. I have everything that I need to create traps, flash pods, dunk pods, cool drink in case I'm in Elder's Recess or whatever. And you just hit the options menu, and then triangle will save it. Well, when you do this, it won't just save your item pouch loadout. It will also save whatever you have on your radio menu, and also inside of your item pouch item bar. Now, I didn't even know that this item bar could be changed for a while. I think maybe they showed you in the tutorial in the beginning of the game, but I totally forgot. So it wasn't until recently that I realized again that I can switch my item pouch item bar loadouts, or item bar wheel. You can move these things around. So I always like to have Mega Potion, Max Potion, and then my Flash Pods to the right of my blank spot. Your blank spot is going to be where you start off at every hunt. And then I always want my mantles and then my traps along with my trank bombs next to them, and then my regular bombs. So I always know where I'm at in my item bar menu. So you can change this, and then you change your radio menu with your crafting of your ammo that you're using. And then when you do that, you save that to your item loadout, and that will all save to that one loadout. So let's say you're using heavy bowgun glutton. You have a particular ammo set that you have with that saved to your item pouch. You have a certain ammo crafting dial saved to that as well. And then you change your item bar rollout. When you save that to your heavy bowgun loadout here, item loadout, all that will save with this loadout. Makes it very easy. And as you notice, let's say, let's put it all together and I'll show you how this all works. Let's say I want to use my Kajar Blitz Ice. Now, to put that together would take me at least 5 minutes to put together the gear, put together the decorations, put together the item pouch, put together the ammo, and then everything I needed to craft that, and then do my item bar, and then my customized radial wheel. That could be a 15-minute project. But instead, if I want that gun, I go to change equipment. I scroll over to my light bowgun, Meta Ice. I'm actually going to put KB Ice here. So it's LBJ Meta KB Ice. That way I know it's the Kajar Blitz Ice. I throw that loadout on. I know this is the meta for that, at least the meta that I have if I don't have everything for it. I go to my item pouch, and then I go over to my Kajar Blitz Ice capture. And now I have all the ammo for this gun. I have everything that I need to craft the ammo for this gun. My radio menu is set up for this gun, and my item bar menu is set up for this gun. So you do that for each weapon. It's time consuming and tedious, but I gotta tell you, once you have all this done, or you start, let's say you start doing this right off the bat, this can make for a very, very easy quality of life, switching through different weapons and elementals and loadouts. And this is just something that I've learned to use, and hopefully this helps you out. And if you have any other ways that I can make this a little more efficient or a little more fun, let me know in the comments below. Other than that, we'll see you next time, Fivers. I'm Johnny Darko. See you out in the hunts.